we really need to freeze interest, because even if it's not being serviced, it's dead, but interest is accumulating. And it is already going beyond the numbers. Not that we created it, but we have a duty to clean up, because government is a living thing. Those who did what they did, they're gone. They messed us up. Now it's us to clean the mess. That's why they must sometimes keep quiet. Nkala wayanga na face uti banzako bachita chani. Unaononga vintu. Right? Number 3 is to conclude the debt restructuring negotiations like yesterday. Number 4, Frank, our desire as a country, and we appeal to our creditors, global community, some are seated here. We thank you for your support to give us a relief for a while, but that's not the solution. Let's close the MOU, the content, hopefully by end of March. That's the Zambia target. So we are persuading our colleagues to come to a table. They've already done so far, so much. We ask them to walk an extra mile. You'll be pleased, Frank, that we're engaging country by country, category by category, including the Eurobond holders. One thing, Frank, there was recklessness in the leadership. We now know that. Before we took office, we were just saying it's like that. Now we know. They went to borrow recklessly, borrowed at a high cost when they could access money at 1%, at a certain level. Just to tell you, as citizens, the moves we took to access financing at a lower cost. The money from the World Bank we're getting is 0.75%, as opposed to 8, 9, 10, 12%. You don't have to be clever to know that already that's a different way of doing things. The IMF, zero interest rate. Have you ever heard IMF gives money zero interest rate? We've managed to do it. We've managed. Goodwill, credibility, coming straight and clear, and being honest is part of what we've been able to do. I don't want to announce something. It's the wrong platform. We have some good news that's coming. We'll announce it after I've consulted the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Energy. We'll be covering that on Thursday. Some good news, but we have to utilize that opportunity and not waste it, and not access money for consumption, not access money to buy a plane that costs 60 million, 65, you spend $191 million. That's not how you use people's money. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, with your permission, I'm going to have to take the last set of 3 questions.
I thought we were finished.
These colleagues from the media fraternity are going to eat me alive. But colleagues, we're going to have to be concise, and it's just going to be 3 questions. We can't take all of them. Can I just indicate that we're happy and we will receive all other questions that we will not be able to take. We'll be able to receive them via your traditional press queries, and we shall respond to them. The President will make time to respond to your questions. Do we have a Cynthia Nkata here? Cynthia Nkata? Cynthia? We're going to take a question from you. Please step forward. Is Cynthia here?
She's there.
All right. Like. Thank you. Can we take also a question from Patrick Soko from Camnet? And we shall take one last question from our colleague from Bloomberg. Taonga. Where's Taonga? Taonga is not here. Well, in that case, I'm gonna make way for a question from our colleague from Oliver. We'll talk after that. The lady here. Mr. President, I was going to take a question ordinarily from Mr. Dingindava John Abuyoya, the young man who won the Komla Dumo Award. I think arguably it's the Ballon d'Or of the media fraternity, this young man here. But we'll take a press query from him because Mr. Mwansa decided to take his slot.
Congratulations, sir. We followed. We're proud of you. Anthony, for that, you can include him on the list of questioners.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
My name is Cynthia Nkata, a journalist from Sky FM. I wanted to find out when should we expect the Access to Information Bill to be enacted? Since this year it hasn't been tackled in Parliament. Should we expect anything next year? Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Yes, I'm Patrick Soko from Cabinet TV. Yes, I'll just ask a categorical question regarding constitutional reforms. I know that the government is on course towards actualizing that, but we are not precise on the aspect of the enactment of the Bill of Rights, which require us to have a referendum. And your critics, Your Excellency, have argued that for us to have the death penalty removed from the statutes, we may also need a referendum. And generally on the entire Constitution, I would also want to get your perspective. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Kombe from the Mass newspaper. Mr. President, I just wanted to find out your views concerning some calls that perhaps you suspend the export of electricity so that we don't have a 6 hours load shedding period. But the minister has insisted that perhaps this may not be done. I just wanted to find out why you have prioritized the exports of electricity at the expense of the Zambians that need it so much. Because I also consider that this may reverse the economic gains that you have made over the period of time that you've been in office.
Jonah.
Yes, my name is Dingindawa John Abuyoya from Diamond TV. My question is very closely related to the previous question. Mr. President, you've acknowledged the economic hardships and the high cost of living that Zambians have experienced over this year. And all of this has been in the presence of a steady supply of electricity. Now, if businesses and citizens have got to survive days of up to 6 hours less supply of electricity, this will most certainly impact the economy negatively. What is government deliberately going to put in place to cushion the shock that will come with this? Thank you.
Yeah. Anton, I can proceed?
Yes, Mr. President. And
Thank you.
and that will be the last lot of questions for the President for the day.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a festival period, mind you. But we have to work, after work and more work. Cynthia, Sky FM, Access to Information Bill. I really think this issue is in the hands of the media fraternity. The consultation processes is in your hands. In fact, I'm the one who has been pushing that. Let's get on with it. So I think Justice is here. The minister was here. He's gone. Oh, he's not here. Oh, it was in the morning when he was here. I think we'll pick it up from there. But my understanding, Cynthia, is that there shouldn't be a real issue other than yourselves, dealing with these matters, with procedures, government. So we'll take note of that, and maybe it's one of our items for January 2023 going forward. Unless there's a briefing. I'm getting a briefing. Is that the one? If you write a note for the president, it must be short. It's like a love letter now. Okay. I think let's leave it at that. Cynthia, we'll pick it up as an action point. If you can forgive us for that. But let's work together and pick it up. I think it's also tied to this issue, not tied. It's another matter that is relevant to the journalists and media houses here. This issue of self-regulation, please get on with it. The issue of correct reporting, factual reporting is getting worse a bit. You know, you run a story that you are given by somebody who has an issue or an agenda and they've not verified it and you're running it. It's not correct. So let's work on these issues, professionalism and stuff like that. But we will provide you support. Whatever support you need, and we're able to provide it, you can count on us. Patrick Soko, Cabinet, Constitutional Reforms, Bill of Rights, death penalty. Well, the Minister of Justice will be issuing some guidance on this. We're committed to constitutional reforms. We know the complications of the Bill of Rights, not because it's not important, Frank, but simply the two-thirds majority issue. Added to that on the Bill of Rights, it is the referendum. The referendum requires an election type of work. And I think we must manage ourselves together as a nation, achieve consensus on how we do that. But I think the non-Bill of Rights issues that do not require a referendum, I think there's a way out. We could go two-phased approach. I'm saying we could. Don't write that HH dictated. No, I'm selecting the English word. We could. I'm selecting the word. We could go a two-way process. One is to deal with issues that do not require a referendum. Non-contentious issues. You know my views about by-elections. I've not hidden that. It's a waste of money. We can legislate against by-elections, wasting money. Every penny we have, we must put it to a child to go to school. Desks, medicines, hospitals, scanning machines, all of those issues. You also know there are a couple of lacunas in the Constitution. After change of government, you cannot appoint a Solicitor General and Attorney General until Parliament convenes and sits. And then the approval process, that takes about 2-3 months, sometimes 4 months, without a chief legal advisor to government. Government doesn't start and stop. It's supposed to be a continuous process. How do we deal with that? We achieve consensus with the opposition, independent MPs. We can make changes. We can make changes before March. But we have to bring others to the same level of desire as the country desires. We desire it, and I throw a challenge to the opposition colleagues and the independents in the House. I've already asked the Minister of Justice to reach out to those colleagues so that they can agree the issues that require us to work urgently and not held back by the Bill of Rights because of the referendum. Simple, straight. The nation comes first. I know that before the by-elections happened, some people were saying, no, HH and UPN, they are scared of losing by-elections. Test of the pudding is in eating. We're winning by-elections everywhere. So you think that was the fear? No. The issue was the cost and misuse of resources. We must be prudent. I think that's the issue. The death penalty. I've just got a legal advice here. The death penalty, colleagues, is provided for in the penal code. We can work on it. That's the legal advice I get. Isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, Chris, you are there. Thank you. So, if there's any issue around there, the legal experts will deal with it. But the death penalty is gone. You know that the presidents before me were shy to execute people. But they didn't want to conclude the exercise. I'm just a courageous one, based on my belief and our belief. if you are scared of executing people, so why keep that law? So we'll take it out. So there's no overhang. You want to keep people in jail, give them life sentence. That's it. So we are going to do it. We are ahead of even advanced countries here. I can assure you, we are ahead of advanced countries. And I think you as Zambians should be proud of that. Really, you should be proud of that. Kombe, suspend the export of electricity so you can focus on domestic demand, domestic needs. We are together, Kombe. 100% together. Together. The hydrology of this country is affected like the rest of the world. We are slightly better here. We are better than a lot of our neighboring countries. But we are only in that situation because we were able to make certain decisions shortly after forming government. Restructuring the tariff in the power purchase agreements, realigning the revenues so that we could work on the stored Kafue gauge lower. 5 turbines there. When we formed government, there was only 1 turbine that was done, 1 engine, to simplify the language. In the last 15 months, we've been able to be ingenious and get 3 other turbines in place, Frank. Turbine 2, 3, 4. We are now working very hard to get turbine 5 done. Generator 5, if I may use that. Ingenious. Working with some of our partners, but there were issues. The project was suspended. We got it reopened as an emergency. Those are the management decisions we had to make in a short period of time. That's why you haven't seen load shedding. And someone said, no, that was our project. What do you mean it was your project? You shut it down. You couldn't move it. So now we have this issue, again, the hydrology issue. That's why we're having a meeting on Thursday, Kombe. I beg your pardon. I ask for a bit of patience to be definitive. Thursday is the day we chose that we will look at all these issues. But I also want you to know that we are a country that can generate 10,000 megawatts, 10 gigawatts. Hydro, 10 gigawatts. Why haven't we done it all these years? Leadership will accelerate that. But because of climate change, we want to combine the energy mix. I talked about solar area. Unlock the rigidities. Move quickly. Is there anybody from the financial sector here? I have been asking myself a question. Why is there $2 billion of money sitting in Zambian dollar accounts? Yes, privately owned. 2 billion franc here. So part of our meeting on Thursday is to say, can we invite the Zambians who hold this money to invest in solar, and we give them the power purchase agreements quickly, and in 6-8 months' time, we'll be in a different situation. I'm going into Thursday's meeting. I beg your pardon. I would like to end here. But also, Kombe, just to alert you that why do we want to have self-sufficiency and surplus? It's because we want to supply power into the Southern African power pool. We already have an interconnector. What else? We want to supply power to Congo. That's why, good news, we've got now the funding to upgrade the Congo-Zambia interconnector. Happy, happy. We've got the funding to upgrade the Zambia-Tanzania interconnector, which will lead us to Zambia-East Africa interconnector. Happy, happy. A lot of hard work, but it's there. Now, why do we want these interconnectors? It's to evacuate power. Power from where? From here. So when we have agreements with our clients in the region to buy power from us, you don't cancel them willy-nilly. Because when you now have the power to give them, they will have switched supplies to another country. Munakumva? Mulekutika. You don't do business like that. You don't switch Kombe off like that because of political pressures. No. You consider the business implications. We want to be the key supplier of power given our geographical location, to the north, to the east, to the south, to the west. So you don't break contracts. These are long-term contracts like that. You try and find a solution, keep your customers, because when we get to 10 gigawatts and we only need 3, 4, the economy grows, we need maximum 5 over years. Where would you take the 5 gigawatts, which is 5,000 megawatts? Where would you take it? You have just extricated yourself and cancelled contracts willy-nilly. We are here to run this country with a business mind. That's what will change. Politics is no longer a game of just playing with issues. No, no, no. Politics is serious business, Kombe. Very serious business. So let's not put pressure on ourselves and give away our markets. When we are ready to generate more Kombe, we don't have the markets. The markets have gone to somewhere else. So you must be interested as Zambians as much as I am, we, in ensuring that the markets we have already, we keep them and ask them to buy more from us. Even if we persuade them to say, we'll slow you down now to solve our own situation, but we'll keep the contract and we'll be rebounding in 6 months' time. I know where you're going, Kombe. You're a friend, I know. Please write the story correctly tomorrow. We love the people of Zambia. We're here for them. But we also know that our love for them must be deeper, must be complicated, must be based on knowledge and understanding of things. But tomorrow someone will write that, oh, Zambia, HH sacrifices citizens in favor of Zimbabweans. No. Awe mkwai. Tefyo ndelanda ifyo. Awe. Dengue. Same question. Similar question. Load management.
One Zambia, one
Thursday. You have not been load shedded yet. Is there somebody who's been load shedded here? Put up your hand. It's because of the work we are doing behind the scenes. We sent the early warning because the whole region is in short supply of power. But others are 18 hours a day, bigger economies than us. But this small economy is what's the solution to alleviating the suffering of the people and poverty other than through the economic management? There is none. Forget it. Forget when someone shouting Kazagandalama from where? You have to manage the economy properly. I've been hitting this thing since I started this press conference because Zambians got spoiled. And they even said, no, there was more money under PF. But why did you fail to pay your Ngongole? Why? Even to friends, you failed to pay your debt. You defaulted. You killed our credibility. We are now cleaning it up. So there is no solution to poverty alleviation, to job creation, to business opportunities other than through the economy. And the economy is a complicated thing. It's not a monolithic mindset. It's a complex processes, and one must know how to join them together and to use the skills that you have in the country and outside the country. Friends, international community, friends, Zambia, neighbors, SADC, AU. By the way, we have agreed as Africa that we have to tackle this food shortage in Africa ourselves with the support of our friends through technology and fairly priced money. That's a dedication. Leadership, hard work, seriousness, prudence, understanding that contracts have an international flair. All trading arrangements are governed by international laws. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you very much. Just to indicate, when the question around the Access to Information Bill popped up, we did receive, Mr. President, some additional information from Mr. Costa Mwansa, who I believe is part of the process, working hard to actualizing that. And he's indicated that there is currently an ongoing validation process around the same, and that all stakeholders who are party to this process are fully engaged. Mr. President, thank you very much for your kind engagement. Colleagues from the media, thank you very much for your honest probing. And we hope that after this engagement, Mr. President, the Zambian people have yet again been reassured that you are truly for them and that always are their service. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of this press conference, and we do hope that we shall have many more like this one next year. Merry Christmas to all of you. We shall now be upstanding as we sing the national anthem.
Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We won freedom's fight. Oh, one strong and free, Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hands. Let us all her people join as one, brothers under the sun. Oh, one strong and free, one land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace neath Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee. Oh, one strong and free, praise be to God. Praise be, praise be. Bless our great nation. Zambia, Zambia. Free men we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee. Oh, one strong and free.
Thank you, Mr. President.
This is what has characterized the press conference here at State House, where members of the media were able to ask different questions of national interest to the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. It goes without saying that most sectors have been tackled here, but there still is work to be done and there are more questions to be answered going forward. The President will continue these engagements as we go into the year 2023, but most importantly, the press has the opportunity and responsibility to keep the nation informed when it comes to these issues of national interest. From the Outside Broadcasting team, my name is Chileshe Malungila. Do join us next time as we give you live pictures of important events. Goodbye.